Welcome back friends in today's lecture based on the motion under gravity. Now up till now we have completed or studied the rectilinear motion. In that we have studied the variable acceleration, constant acceleration. Here whenever a particle is moving along a straight line path, that type of motion we are called it as a rectilinear motion. And whenever this motion of particle occurs in a vertical plane, then in that case that will be called as a motion under gravity. It means the vertical motion of a particle under the influence of constant gravitational acceleration g is known as a motion under gravity. And we know that whenever we are solving the problems of moving object with a constant acceleration, that can be analyzed by using the three equations of kinematics, that is v equals to u plus at, v square equals to u square plus twice of as, and s equals to ut plus half of at square. Now in those three kinematic equations, that a acceleration is get replaced by g, that is acceleration due to gravity, and the displacement s in the horizontal plane, that will be replaced by the vertical displacement as height h. And those equations can be rewritten as v equals to u minus gt, v square equals to u square minus twice of gh, h equals to ut minus half of gt square, where u and v are the initial and final velocities, g is the constant gravitational acceleration, t is a time, h is a vertical displacement. The sign conventions of all the upward quantities are considered as a positive and all the downward quantities are considered as a negative. It means that if this is the object from where at the start point and now it is get displaced over here, so the initial position of the object A and the final position of the object B, so from A to B the position is in the upward plane, therefore all the quantities are considered as a positive, means h is positive, velocity is also positive. But now if this is the initial position of the object A and this is the final position of the object B, now here from A to B the object is moving in the downward direction, therefore all the quantities will be considered as a negative. It means that the vertical displacement h is also negative as well as the velocities are also considered as a negative. So to mark these sign conventions we have to consider or we have to see where is the position of throwing and where is the position of landing. So if these two positions of throwing and landing are above or with reference to each other in the above plane or in the downward plane, corresponding to that we have to mark the sign conventions for the quantities, that is for the displacement and for the velocities in the kinematic equations. Then distance travelled by a particle in nth second. Sometimes there will be question asked that how much will be the distance travelled by the particle in n second. So to find out this distance, again we can use the kinematic equations, but a simple trick for that, a formula is get revised to find out the distance travelled in n second as s equals to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1, where u is the initial velocity, a is the acceleration and n is the second. So if it is in the vertical plane, this a is considered as a g, and if it is a horizontal plane, then a is equals to acceleration given. Now based on this motion under gravity, let's solve some of the problems. A ball is thrown vertically upward, it reaches the maximum height 500 meter. Determine the velocity with which the ball was thrown and the total time for which the ball remained in air. So now here considering a ball which is thrown in the air, so it will be reaches over here and then it will be coming in the downward direction up to the ground level. So again it is said that it reaches a maximum height of 500 plane. So here let's consider this is the initial position of the ball A and this will be the maximum position of the ball where it reaches is as a B, and then after that again it will be coming down to the new position or at the ground for the C. So here it is asked that determine the velocity with which the ball was thrown and the total time for which the ball remains in air. So here the ball is thrown with an initial velocity u, which we have to be determined, and a maximum height up to which a ball reaches, h is equals to given 500 meter. So one more thing, that whenever a ball or any object thrown in the upward direction, it goes in the upward direction till its velocity becomes 0. When the velocity of the ball becomes 0, then it will be coming start down. So here this is the point B at which the velocity of the ball is equals to 0. So now to determine the throwing velocity of the ball using the equations of kinematic for acceleration due to gravity as v square equals to u square minus 2gh, and considering the motion of a ball from point A to B. So from A to B, if I am considering, then at B the final velocity is 0, then initial velocity at A it is u. Next, the motion as it is in the vertical plane, so it is under the gravitational effect, so minus 2 into 9.81, and h is the maximum height reached by the ball, that is nothing but the 500, and as the initial position and the final position is in the upward direction, these quantities of velocities and height are positive, so h is equals to 500. So substituting and solving this, we get u is equals to 99 meter per second. It means that when we are throwing a ball with a velocity of 99 meter per second, it reaches a maximum height of 500 meter, and then it will be comes down. Now one more thing we have to determine in this question, that the total time for which the ball remain in air. Now again considering A to B motion, v equals to u minus gt. Substituting the value of v as a 0, u as a 99, the time interval required to travel a 500 meter height is equals to 10.09 seconds. Now whenever we are considering the ball remain in air, so when a ball is thrown, it reaches a maximum height and then it will be coming back. So up to A to B and B to C, the ball will remain in the air. So from A to B, how much is the time required to that ball? Is the same time required by the ball to come from B to C. Therefore, to find out the total time required for a ball to remain in air is equals to the time taken by the ball to go up to a maximum height, that is from A to B, and then return to the ground, means that is B to C, which is equals to 2 times of t, that is 2 into 10.09, 20.19 seconds. So for 20.19 seconds the ball will remain in the air. Sorry. Second example, a stone is thrown vertically upward from a point on a bridge located 40 meters above the water level. Knowing that it strikes a water 4 seconds after release, determine speed at which the stone was thrown upward and the speed with which it strikes the water. So consider that this is a bridge, and from this bridge a stone is thrown upward direction, and then it will be comes down and reach into the water level, and this water level is located 40 meters below from the bridge. Now again, to reach up to the water, the ball will require 4 seconds. So we have to determine the speed at which the stone was thrown in upward direction. That is nothing but we have to find out the initial velocity value and the speed with which it strikes the water, that is nothing but the final velocity point. So here this is the original position by which a ball is thrown, that is A, and this is the final position at which the ball reaches, that is B. So considering this A to B position of throwing to the departure or to the reaching, this will be in the downward direction. So whatever the quantities we are considering over here, that is H, V, all will be considered as a negative one. Therefore H is equals to, given as A to B difference or vertical change in position or displacement is equals to 40 meter. The time interval required is given as a 4 second. Therefore applying the equation, H equals to ut minus half of gt square, and H is equals to, sorry, it's 40 only, not the 400. So 40 equals to u into time interval required is 4 seconds minus half of 9.81 into, again time is 4 square. Therefore solving this equation we get u is as a 9.62 meter per second, means the ball is thrown or the stone is thrown with a velocity of 9.62 meter per second, and therefore the velocity with which it strikes the water v equals to u minus gt. So u is 9.62 minus 9.81 into 4, it is minus 29.62 meter per second or 29.62 meter per second in the downward direction. Either you can write down that minus sign or it can be shown by means of this arrow direction. So as we know that A to B, the position is in the downward direction, the velocity should be negative, that is minus 29.62, means our answer is correct. So whenever we are considering the sign conventions, always check the position of the object from where it is thrown and where it will be reaching. If both will be on the, or the reaching point is in the above level, then the quantities are considered as a positive, and if it is in the downward side, then the quantities are considered as a negative. The next problem, a stone is dropped from 50-meter high tower. At the same time another stone is thrown in upward direction with a velocity of 25 meter per second. When and where they will cross each other? So considered over here a tower, and the height of tower is given 50 meter. Then a stone A is dropped in the downward direction, and at the same time a stone B is thrown in the upward direction. So it is asked that when and where they will cross each other. Both the stones are thrown and dropped at the same time. So in the time t, stone A will be traveling a distance HA and stone B will be traveling a distance HP, and both will be crossing at this point, and from here it is said that HA plus HB is equals to 50 meter. So again consider this, or to solve this, considering motion of stone A and stone B. So stone A motion is in the downward direction and stone B motion is in the upward direction. So here A is moving, this is the original position of stone A, and this will be the final position of stone A. Therefore the final position is on the downward side, the quantities of stone A are considered as a negative. Whereas for B, this is the original position from which it is thrown, so it is in the downward side and the reaching point is in the upward side. So quantities for stone B are considered as a positive. Therefore minus HA equals to minus UA into T minus half of GT square, that is HA and UA are considered as a negative. So substituting the values, minus HA equals to, so stone A is dropped. Dropped means just simply drop. It means its initial velocity is 0. The motion will be occur due to gravitational force. So U is 0 minus half of 9.81 t square. So HA equals to 4.905 t square. Similarly, considering the motion of stone B, HB equals to UBT minus half of GT square. Now here HB and UB are considered as a positive as it is in the upward direction motion, so quantities will be positive. Substituting the value, the stone B is thrown with a velocity of 25 meter per second, so here 25t minus half of 9.81 into t square, so HB equals to 25t minus 4.905 t square. Now from the figure it is clearly observed that HA plus HB is equals to 50 meter. So substituting the value of HA and HB over here, we get an equation in terms of t, and solving that equation finally we get t equals to 2 seconds. That is, after 2 seconds both the stones will cross each other. And where it will be crossed, so that means nothing but the height HA. So HA equals to 4.905 into t square, that is 4. We will get the height HA. Similarly HB equals to, substituting the value of t as a 2 seconds, so HB, the height of stone B. So within the time interval of 2 seconds, A will cross a distance of HA and B will cross a distance of HB, and at this point both will be meeting at each other. So in this way, by considering the motion in the upward and downward direction, we can determine the distances. Now the next example, a baseball is thrown downward from 15-meter tower with an initial speed of 5 meters per second. Determine the speed at which it hits the ground and the time of travel. So here again, a baseball A is dropped in the downward direction. So initial position and final position is in the downward direction, so quantities are negative for this type of motion. And HA, the height is given as 15 meters, so HA equals to minus 15 meter. Similarly, the velocity given is 5 meters per second, which is considered as a negative, and we have to determine the speed with which it reaches the ground, that is V, as well as the time interval required. So here again h equals to ut minus half of gt square. So h is minus 15, u is minus 5, t minus half of 9.81 into t square. So solving this equation we get t equals to 1.31 second. So within a 1.31 second time interval, the stone A will reach the ground. Similarly, to find out the speed, v equals to u minus gt. Substituting the value of u as a minus 5, we get finally v as a 17.85 in the downward direction. So in this way, by using the kinematic equations for the vertical motion, v equals to u minus gt, h equals to ut minus half of gt square, or v square equals to u square minus 2gh, we can solve any type of problem for motion in the vertical plane. Now only the thing is that you have to remember, or you have to check the positions of the initial and final point. If initial and final position point are marked, then with respect to the position points we can mark the sign convention and solve the problem easily. So thank you.